Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride, where we're channeling the man in the moon. So today, I'm going to take a look at the impeachment trial. I just read that Trump will not testify, which I think is very interesting. Let's see what's going to happen. So it's very interesting that Trump won't testify. I don't see how he can stand it without his Twitter account. I kind of think it's just desserts, it's just what he deserves. He's going to have to watch this trial on TV like everybody else. Is that really going to happen? I just find that difficult to believe that he could keep his mouth shut. Yeah, he's not going to testify. Yeah, I get a big no. He won't testify. And that's kind of great. He doesn't have a voice in this hearing. He just won't be able to speak. It'll drive him crazy. Hmm. So, what else can we know about the trial? Hmm. Well, I was very interested in the last reading because I saw Liz Cheney, but a bunch of shadows behind her, and it was like, there were other senators that backed her up in the beginning, but now they're kind of in shadows. So, question really is like, are they going to support Liz Cheney in her desire to impeach Trump, and I should say to convict him? The impeachment already happened, as one of my viewers pointed out. It's about conviction. So Cheney will still vote to convict. Romney will vote to convict. Hmm. Lindsey Graham won't. And let me tell you, McConnell is really stumped on this one. He does not know what to do. Right? They'd love to get rid of these crazy people like Marjorie Greene, but that's not so easy, right? They've tried, but the base is with them, so they're really stuck. I mean, if you might think of this impeachment as a reversal of the last one, where the Republicans are completely on the defensive because they cannot defend Trump's actions, among other things. But they've got these two warring factions of their party. This is going to really help the Democrats. And understand, it's not just the impeachment; it is the next 10 years. The Republicans are going to have to deal with the crazy faction of their party, right? And some people might support that crazy faction, but not the average American, right? So all those centrists that usually vote Republican, they're going to have trouble with that. So this is a long-term win for anybody who opposes the Republican Party. Tell me more about the trial. Hmm. The trial, again, it's just the best thing that could happen for the Democrats. Republicans are going to have to defend the indefensible. Some of the people are going to be crazy and look crazy. Who's going to be the new leader of the Republican Party? Jim Jordan? I mean, it's just going to be bad. He's just an unappealing character. So, McConnell, just total frustration on McConnell's part. He has gambled and lost. He won't vote to convict, but he is deeply disturbed at what happened in the party and what has happened to his party. He's very upset about it. He does not see a solution. He's kind of almost ready to just give up. He can't find a way out. Yeah, McConnell might retire. It might be that bad that he just no longer has the will to control this party. Hmm. It looks like others will retire, others who are Republicans. Again, this is very good for Democrats because these sort of established characters have, already have money from certain sources, and new people that show up will have to get that money again. So it's just going to mean we replace Republicans that are known quantities with unknown quantities. And big business doesn't necessarily like to do that, right? So it's going to upset the political system. Let's see. Anything more about the trial? Well, it does look like Trump's going to get acquitted, but that's not a good thing for Trump. We all think that that's going to somehow, make it look like he didn't do anything wrong. But they're going to bring out a lot of dirty laundry. I mean, I'm hoping the Democrats are smart and bring, Capitol rioters in, who say Trump convinced me. I thought that I was rioting because it was a good idea, a la Trump. So they're just going to bring more dirty laundry than we even know about right now. They're working very hard behind the scenes to show, among other things, that this was a conspiracy. And the average American will watch that and make up their own minds about whether it is a conspiracy. And the more information we show, the more information it just looks really bad. The other thing is, the Republicans are thinking, hey, we'll just let the Democrats handle it. Trump is facing charges, a variety of charges, stemming from, sexual assault to money that he owes to the IRS, to the banks. There's a host of money that he's going to have to defend, right? So they're going to try to let Democrats take care of it and then blame the Democrats for doing it, right? That's how they'll control the base. And it's just great for Dems. They're just looking great right now. They're coming forth as the purveyors of justice, which, the Republican Party always claimed a monopoly on. And also Lindsey Graham, this is the videos, I'm seeing like the videos of the riot. Lindsey Graham really doesn't want those at the trial. If you watch Fox News, you don't really see those images. You don't really know what storming of the Capitol looked like because they just don't show you that. But, those videos, Lindsey Graham doesn't want them shown. Well, he doesn't have a choice. Right? So, again, the Dems are smart enough to put those videos before the American people. Are we really going to see it in video? Yeah. They also have the death of several police people. Hundreds of police people were injured, by the way. One guy is going to lose his eye. So, how can you get conservatives on board when you're murdering the police with an American flagpole? It's just incredible what they're going to have to defend. Yeah, and the trial is going to be kind of just the right amount of time, I think. 3.5 weeks or so. It's going to be enough to bring forward evidence. And again, it's the tip of the iceberg, but it'll give a little bit of each story so that it can be investigated further. It's going to totally humiliate the Republican Party. Now, imagine if you were to go to a town hall meeting with your Republican, you could just ask them, do you believe in, Jewish laser beams from space are causing forest fires in California? You just ask that question and they're going to have to defend that position. So it's a long-term good for the left and for America. So tell me more about this. Yeah, this is the image, and I keep getting, and many of pyramids have been showing up for the past 6 months for me, usually at 3 o'clock in the morning when I want to get some sleep, but they keep showing up, and I'm seeing a pyramid right now, and I'm just compelled to tell you that this is perfect. It might not seem that way. It might be very, very stressful, but this is the best thing that could happen for the Republic and for the planet, because Republicans are showing who they really are. We're seeing the consequences of denialism. We're going to see the consequence of the Fox News way of life. So this really is ideal in so many ways. It's also doing what we've asked Democrats to do. Do something. Act. Put forth a legislative proposal that's a little bit daring and solve some problems. Democrats haven't been doing that for years. They're always too nice, right? Oh, well, somebody might like it. Now they are actually being compelled to be, the leaders that they're supposed to be, right? So there will be pressure brought on to Joe Manchin to act because they can't be the party of nothing again. So, in many ways, although it's horrible, this whole thing has set forth truths, and now we can act upon them. Now everybody knows what the consequence of QAnon beliefs is. Okay, so what else can we know about this trial? And it also just shows us that Chief Justice Roberts is a scam. The person that's supposed to sit in judgment is the Supreme Court First Justice, and that's Roberts, and he has refused to do that. When in the history does the justice just decide, I don't want to sit at the case? He's a complete sham. And now we know that. Now we know that he is a useless character who really defines the republic. He should be removed, and he's just making it very obvious that he cannot live up to his job. This seems more important than I thought. This is showing again the weakness of the Supreme Court to deal with the problems of today, and that is the Republican-led Supreme Court is not doing its job. Mm-hmm. Let's also remember, in the United States, there's three branches of government. Republicans have power in two of them, but the third one is, Biden. And Biden is going to come forward as a very reasonable person. And I was not so enamored of him before, but he does appear in this image to be the man for the hour. He seems like he's going to go way beyond our expectations, certainly beyond mine. Tell me more about Biden. He will finally put his foot down. Now, my argument always with Obama was that he wouldn't put his foot down. He wouldn't just say, no, this is what we're doing, pull the troops out. He wouldn't just say, here's universal health care. He was too afraid and trying to work with the Republicans, and Democrats weren't really backing him up. So you really have to note that Biden does seem to have at least a mandate. And there's a deadly disease coursing through the United States. Biden will be perceived as the one who stopped it. He will be the one who makes reasonable policies, make sure everybody gets a shot if they want it. He'll be the one to oversee a recovery in the economy. It just looks very good for him. The economy looks better. There's less violence. It's going to be very good for him and for the left in the next election. Where the Democrats are going to do really well. Yeah, and then it will be two portions of the government, the Senate and the president executive, that are really more firmly in the left. And they'll be able to do some things to make inroads into the judiciary to make it more fair. I'm just trying to look at what's going to happen in the judiciary. That's going to be a tough one, huh? What's going on with the judiciary? As usual, an angry Amy Coney Barrett. And I just get the feeling she does something wrong, or she's okay. Here's Barrett. She has a knife. She's sitting at her desk at the wherever they sit in the Supreme Court. She slams a knife into the desk. I don't know what that means, whether she's divisive or she's just really mad because they do something to her to get rid of her. Hmm. She's a very dark character, that one. What else can we know about the Supreme Court? Hmm. It's like seven becomes nine. I don't know what that means. It's maybe they add more members to the Supreme Court. That seems like the most likely scenario. It's like a like add two. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm also getting the number 13. Wow, will they add that many people to the Supreme Court? Huh. Either they're going to do that or they're going to threaten to do that. So they can make some inroads with that court. Right. Again, I just want to emphasize it might not seem that way, but right now, what we're experiencing is really the best possible scenario. With the dark forces are exposed, and there's a lot of motivation for the more, I'm going to say, human and humane forces to do some work to solve the problems of our society. It will make a big difference. This isn't just a few years, this is 50 years of change that we are going to begin right now. It's going to be good for the environment, it'll be good for the economy, it'll be good for working class, middle class American people, it'll be good for people's health, it'll be good for people's psychological health. So, as you watch these things, try not to get too stressed. We are watching history in the making. That's great. There's nothing bad about viewing what's happening. We can watch it and understand that a change has taken place for millennia. Something has occurred, and it is a movement toward a more just society, a more balanced society. So again, you might think of the pyramid, right? It's in balance. It's sort of a perfect shape. Right? Thanks so much for watching.